I know I look too old to say bruh, but don't be salty. I can still yeet a few dope bars because I'm still the low-key goat.
Am I in the Matrix? Am I real? Am I real, or are these people fake? Because one has to be.
As we all know, convicted felon Donald Trump has started to enact his Project 2025 plan. On the other side, Russ Vought, who wrote Project 2025 for Trump, hates Donald Trump and Elon. Keep in mind, while Trump thinks Project 2025 was written for him, it was actually written for the, quote, next conservative administration. So Vought didn't care if Trump was there or not. And in the final chapters of Project 2025, it makes it so Trump does so many illegal things that he gets impeached, and J.D. Vance takes over. And J.D. Vance is Russ Vaught's actual pick.
Wait. This isn't real. This is not real. I'm sorry.
You're anti-trans.
We looked at this guy's channel because I was trying to say how Trump has kind of reignited a lot of careers. This guy is definitely one of them. This channel had fallen off. I think it had about 100k subscribers when I started my stuff. It's gone up to like 152, which is nuts. Like, Donald Trump, like, you watch that FT signifier thing, talking about how, like, oh, we shouldn't, like, go on about Trump, like, you know, whatever. But that's what people like this have been doing. And it's, like, giving their shit, like, a second wind. But yeah, we've got How to Survive the Next 4 Years by Powered by Rainbows. Wow, amazing. Listen, he's not going to be able to say the same thing that FT signifier did in that Brittany Simon video, because he has done the exact opposite. And maybe he's going to tell all of you to, like, soy out en masse as much as you possibly can. But yeah, hey, listen, I haven't chilled much. Make sure you check the links in my description. Make sure you like the stream, first of all. You can scroll down. If you're on a computer, you click this button. If you're on your mobile, then do whatever it takes to click this button. I don't know what happens on mobiles. Make sure you check the links in my description. You can super chat via Streamlabs. You can join my Discord. You can subscribe to me on Twitch. Maybe I'll get memberships one day, I don't fucking know. You can also buy and or stream my music. You like, I don't know, indie rock music that's a bit weird and experimental. Maybe you'll enjoy it, I don't know. You're the fourth like. I hugely appreciate you, thank you. Anyway, yeah, so we got Powered by Rainbows, How to Survive the Next 4 Years. There we go.
If you're having a hard time right now dealing with anxiety or depression because of something convicted felon Donald Trump has done, here's some tips to help you overcome the next 4 years.
Well, that's the weirdest way I've ever seen it put. If you're experiencing anxiety or depression because of something Donald Trump has done, like, hell. Here's my advice for you if you're one of those people. You need to get some real problems.
If you're having a hard time right now dealing with anxiety or depression because of something convicted felon Donald Trump has done, here's some tips to help you overcome the next 4 years.
Convicted felon Donald Trump. I don't know, man. Listen, I'm kind of mind blown that he was able to even run after some of the stuff. But at the same time, he's the president now. It's done. It's over. It is what it is. Like, I have my own feelings and shit. But at the same time, like, harping on about it ad nauseum is just tiring. Genuinely saw someone so ridiculous the other day. They said Trump is going to send trans people to Guantanamo Bay. Told them they're insane to come back to reality. Yeah, that's fair enough. Hi, Porn09. I hope you're good.
Check out our new Resist Donald Trump, Fascism, Nazis, and Hate stickers.
Monetizing even this, like, Jesus Christ. I did that. Fascists like me are not looking out for you. You're in a cult. Wow, amazing. You're in your own cult, Professor Pride, but okay. Resist Donald Trump, fascism, Nazis, hate. Wow, amazing. Is Donald Trump a Nazi? Have we seen the next coming of the Nazis since Donald Trump won the election? I haven't seen it personally, I have to say. I don't live there. Maybe it's different. I don't know. Make lying wrong again. How? How can you do that? I watched his trans science video he did recently. It was full of lies. It was full of bullshit.
I did that stickers, and make Lying Wrong Again pins at ProfessorPride.com. As we all know, convicted felon Donald Trump has started to enact his Project 2025 plan ever since taking office. In fact, from the 293 objectives listed in his 920-page manifesto published before the election, 82 of them have already been completed, meaning they're 34% done only a month in. If you just look at to enact his Project 2025 at ProfessorPride.com. As we all know, convicted felon Donald Trump has started to enact his Project 2025 plan.
So his Project 2025. Project 2025 is a Heritage Foundation thing. It wouldn't be the biggest surprise in the world if some of Trump's policy kind of mirrors it. But that doesn't make it his, like, you tell people to stop lying. Well, what's this then? What's this, bro?
Plan ever since taking office. In fact, from the 293 objectives listed in his 920-page manifesto published before the election.
In his manifesto, a 900... Yes, he's talking about the same thing. A 900-page plus page policy playbook authored by former Trump administration. So it's not his then. Democracy forward. I'm guessing this is some kind of left-wing thing. I'm not sure. But like, if even they're admitting it, like, it's not his thing. How are we going to say this? Like, you sell a thing saying stop lying. Agenda 47 has multiple contradictions to Project 2025. Yeah, I can imagine that. Like, I'm sure there's overlap, sure. Like, they just repeat the same rubbish. Yep, they probably do. I know. Yeah, this is a thing that's against it. But, like, they're still saying that it's not by Donald Trump. Like, this guy's just lying, like, already.
Published before the election, 82 of them have already been completed, meaning they're 34% done only a month in. If you just...
How do you know that every single one of them is going to get done?
Look at anti-LGBTQ objectives, they're 67% completed already. But with everything going on, I want you to know that you're not alone. A majority of Americans and the rest of the world absolutely hate convicted felon Donald Trump. A majority of Americans never...
That's why he got voted in. That's why he won the popular vote.
But with everything going on, I want you to know that you're not alone. A majority of Americans and the rest of the world absolutely hate convicted felon Donald Trump. A majority of Americans never voted for him, and a majority of world leaders won't spend a second in the same room with him.
Vote against him, though. Not enough of them, anyway. Jesus Christ.
Second, it's important to take a step back and focus on your mental health every once in a while. That's why we find it best to set boundaries with media consumption. Of course, you should still watch your favorite LGBTQ YouTube shows like ours, but too much of anything can be a bad thing. One of Trump's top advisors, Steve Bannon...
Yeah, don't watch this person. If you actually care about your mental health, if you actually care about anything whatsoever, especially the truth, don't watch this person.
And said in a recent interview with Frontline that their main goal is to overwhelm the media with a flood of news every day. So Trump's name is everywhere all the time.
So what we've got to do is just hit, and keep it. It's momentum.
Okay, so this is where that line comes from. Oh, they're trying to overwhelm us with, like, okay, sure, bro.
Momentum. The opposition party is the media. And the media can only, because they're dumb and they're lazy, they can only focus on one thing at a time. And the one thing they'll mainly...
But they're not usually talking about the media. Normally they're talking about, like, they're trying to overwhelm the trans community directly.
Focus on is either they do the horse race, or once a horse race, who's in, who's out. Right. It's like the high school, who are the cool kids in the cafeteria, right? Because it's easy. It's the reason they do the horse race.
I'm 99% sure, should I say, that Powered by Rainbows probably told people to vote Kamala Harris.
Stuff all the time, right? And they won't do the basic, what are the core things that are going on in the country? I said, all we have to do is flood the zone. Every day we hit them with 3 things. They'll bite on one and we'll get all of our stuff done. Bang, bang, bang. These guys will never be able to recover, but we got to start with muzzle velocities.
He doesn't want you to forget about him even for a second, and that's not healthy for anyone. So it's important to realize this and counter it by...
Yeah, but you've been like talking about him nonstop, bro. Like how much of your recent content wasn't about Trump? That's probably easier than like counting the amount that was. Like, companies that support Trump, so you're saying that you don't want to, like... Hang on, what did he say again?
Never a second, and that's not healthy for anyone.
Yeah, he wants to be in your brain all the time, but you're like going on about him constantly. Who needs to know which companies support Trump? Like, actors that supported Donald Trump. Like, what's the need for this? It sounds like you've lost your mind on him, quite frankly. How much of this is about Donald Trump? Like, I don't know, take your own advice, bro. Just stop.
So it's important to realize this and counter it by setting time limits every day on checking the news. Try to avoid doom scrolling on social media, and then sign off for the day without checking your phone at lunch or dinner to see what the orange man has signed with his tiny hands. When you do check the news, focus only on credible sources and media outlets, rather than the Twitter feed of Nazis.
So cringe. Should I start making fun of his weight? Should I start making fun of his terrible haircut? Or that he looks like he has Down syndrome? Because I could if I wanted to. You know what I mean? But it's okay. It wouldn't be okay me doing that, but it's okay for him to do. It's so pathetic. This is like childish.
Like Elon Musk. We also find it best to categorize everything you consume about him into 3 categories. First are things Trump is doing for an obvious grift. Things like his NFTs, Bibles, Trump coins, watches, and everything else he's doing to get money. These generate massive headlines and a lot of clicks on social media, but the only ones buying any of it are MAGA supporters. So unless you're buying his products, these stories won't affect your wallet. In fact, I would argue these are good.
Every libtard account on Twitter won't shut up about Donald Trump. Yeah, that's true. And again, they get engagement. Some of them get money from doing that kind of stuff. Some people have gained more popularity. I bet every single election season, you get a new group of dissidents that get a whole bunch of like clout and get noticed because they're jumping on the anti-whoever train.
Good things. The less money MAGA supporters have, the less they can buy or compete with the rest of us. And the poorer they get, maybe they'll need to rely on some system.
You are like very much over-egging this. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. You're not lining his coffers. Other people are anyway. Does anyone actually do NFTs anymore? I would be amazed. I haven't heard much about them either, I'm going to be honest. I'm not surprised. Like, obviously something like that was not going to catch on. That man does the most, he needs to sashay far away. I agree. Hi, Novahampton farting out his man-made front hole. Hope you're good. I like your name.
Systems their leader is currently gutting. Even for the other ways he's making money, like Secret Service.
It looks like Dan Schneider. I can't remember what he looks like. I guess I'll find out. Maybe I'm seeing it. Hang on. Something like this. They look like they could be like cousins or something. I don't know how much they look similar, but they could be like distant cousins or something. There's a quality about them that I don't know how to express. Sort of presumably quite short and overweight and like a bit low T, you know.
Service paying thousands of dollars per night to stay at Mar-a-Lago, it doesn't really affect us. Yes, it's taxpayer money we will all eventually have to pay back, but I'd rather the old man spend the next 4 years golfing than in the Oval Office signing anything. So yes, it's expensive, but his laziness might just be the thing that saves our country. So let him golf and go to NASCAR.
What's he even talking about? Jesus Christ. Like, I'm not very pro-Trump myself, but like, it shouldn't be this hard to criticize someone like Donald Trump, you know what I mean?
Races as much as he wants. The second category is for things which have a long legal battle ahead. In the news business, they call this a long tail news story because it gets a lot of clicks right away, but then it has an extremely long ending or tail going through the courts. News outlets are going to clickbait you into stories about things like birthright citizenship, which are scary on the surface. But the truth is, organizations like the ACLU, Lambda Legal, and other massive civil rights law firms are going to sue him for virtually every action he takes. Those lawsuits.
Oh no, not Lambda Legal. Jesus Christ. How does he know that any of this is going to happen? How does he know that any of these like legal challenges are going to work?
Are scary on the surface. But the truth is, organizations like the ACLU, Lambda Legal, and other massive civil rights law firms are going to sue him for virtually every action he takes. Those lawsuits will take months, if not years, to go through the court system. And
where does the money come from for those kind of lawsuits, by the way? Someone's suing the government or suing a government institution. Is that like taxpayers' money or what? Who in their right mind would lay up with that? He's got a partner. I don't know. Listen, maybe he's funny when he's not talking about Trump. I don't fucking know.
And until a decision is made in court, judges put a pause on whatever the action is so they can determine the legality of whatever Trump did. Plus, if you've been following the court cases, not just the news headlines about them, you'd know Trump's lawyers are being chewed up and spit out of federal courtrooms across the country, including by judges Trump appointed.
What does this mean?
During his first term. So let's not get upset too much at
you can't not show an example of what you're talking. What does that mean?
So they can determine the legality of whatever Trump did. Plus, if you've been following the court cases, not just the news headlines about them, you'd know Trump's lawyers are being chewed up and spit out of federal courtrooms across the country, including by judges Trump appointed during his first term. So let's not get upset too much at things that will take months or years to even get decided on, and even then, most, if not all of them, will hopefully fail anyway. The third
most, if not all, will hopefully fail anyway. I'm going to couch his statement a little more. It doesn't even give an example of what he's talking about. Like Trump's people are getting like destroyed in court. Are they? What's an example of that? If you don't have any, is it happening? Because I don't trust you.
Category is made up of things that we should worry about a little. This includes things like an illegal immigrant like Elon Musk taking over the presidency from Trump.
Elon Musk an illegal immigrant?
And dissolving.
Wait, doesn't Elon Musk like own businesses and shit in the US? I don't know how it works, but it's so cringe. This guy must be a paid shell. Fucking hell, I wish.
This includes things like an illegal immigrant like Elon Musk taking over the presidency from Trump and dissolving major government agencies like US aid.
My guess is the books and stuff is a green screen. I could be wrong.
Yes, this should worry us a little, but
like this looks fake to me. It looks like wallpaper or something. Can you see like the way it like moves and like the way the light seems to be reflecting off of it? And how the books just look flat. Maybe I'm being schizo here, but I do not think this is like a bookcase. I think this is like a background. Like he might not own any books in real life. Elon has citizenship. Yeah, Jesus Christ, like, God, this guy's pathetic.
If you've done your research like I have on Project 2025, you'd know that there's a major power play between three people right now behind the scenes. They may publicly shake hands and smile for cameras, but Trump hates Elon Musk because Musk is taking all the credit and being called the real president by even
What's his source for this? Bearing in mind he doesn't know any of these people.
MAGA supporters. Trump's ego cannot take someone else getting the credit for being president. And
oh, that's your logic. Oh, fucking hell, man. So cringe. So cringe.
It's obvious Elon hates Trump too. After all, Elon's kid was picking boogers and putting them on Trump's desk while telling Donald, quote, "You're not the president and you need to go away. Shut your mouth."
How does that mean? Why am I even questioning any of this? Why am I even like... you know...
4-year-olds don't just say things they came up with on their own after thoughtful deliberation. He learned...
Yeah, that doesn't mean that he learned it from Elon specifically, but okay. Or maybe it was a joke. Maybe he taught his son to say some shit and do some shit as a joke. Who fucking knows? You don't know these people.
Those words from someone, and I'm guessing he calls that someone Dad. On the other side, Russ Vought, who wrote Project 2020...
This guy's like reasoning and like deductions. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like Sherlock Holmes must be like fucking terrified for his job with this guy around. Fucking hell.
For Trump hates Donald Trump and Elon. Keep in mind, while Trump thinks Project 2020...
Yeah, it's either, if it's not a green screen, then it's definitely some kind of wallpaper or something. There is no way that these are real books. They look flat. None of them are in any way legible as anything whatsoever. I don't know if I'll see any repeated patterns. Yes, no, there's repeated patterns. Listen, you see this next to his, like, what would be his left arm? It's the same as this. This is the same as this. It's a repeated pattern. Now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. It's completely fake. There we go.
On the other side, Russ Vought, who wrote Project 2025 for Trump, hates Donald Trump and Elon.
Wait, I thought it was Donald Trump's Project 2025. Why are we now saying that it's someone else? Someone else wrote it? So how is it still Donald Trump's thing? Jesus Christ, he can't even fucking keep this consistent. He knows that he's full of shit. He knows that this is bullshit. I'm sorry. You've got 152k subscribers. You make money doing this. I'm like disgusted.
or Trump hates Donald Trump and Elon. Keep in mind, while Trump thinks Project 2025 was written for him, it was actually...
Does he? Based on what?
Written for the, quote, next conservative administration. So Vought didn't care if Trump was there or not. And in the...
How is it Trump's... Oh my God. What did he say earlier? That it was Trump's fucking 637. Hang on. Where was it? Where was it?
If you're having a hard time right now dealing with anxiety or depression because of something convicted felon Donald and make lying wrong again ever since taking office. In fact, from the 293 objectives listed in his 920-page manifesto published
in his... Was it his manifesto? Hang on. I need to know. I need to like nail this down now. I need to know what is going on here.
Again, pins at professorpride.com. As we all know, convicted felon Donald Trump has started to enact his Project 2025 plan.
His Project 2025 plan.
Ever since taking office. In fact, from the 293 objectives listed in his 920-page...
In his 920-page... But then we're saying the guy who wrote it didn't even care if Trump was in office or not. How do you get this wrong? How do you make a video with this much of a fucking contradiction? Like, you want to talk about Trump hopefully being lazy and just playing golf all the time. What kind of laziness is this? You admit that he's the one that fucking wrote it and didn't care if Trump was president. So how is it his thing then? How is it Trump's Project 2025? Oh my God. Crazy fucking freak. Like, it's so obvious that he's lying. Does no one notice this? Does no one notice this? Am I in the fucking Matrix? Am I real? No one seems to notice any of this. I'm having one of those moments where I'm like, I don't know. Fuck me. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Oh, someone won't watch this and didn't have a panic attack. Oh my God, I'm dying. How does this happen? How do you get something this wrong? And none of your subscribers apparently notice. Much less you get showered with fucking money for this shit. How do you not notice a problem like this? No one is saying anything. I'm so confused. I'm so baffled. Am I real? Am I real, or are these people fake? Because one has to be... I don't even fucking know. I don't even fucking know. Let's just keep watching. What an absolute fucking loser. Trump's Project 2025. And then like 6 minutes later, if that, admitting that someone else wrote it. They didn't give a fuck if Trump was actually in fucking in office or not. I'm wow.
One dad. On the other side, Russ Vought, who wrote Project 2025 for Trump, hates Donald Trump and Elon.
Wrote it for Trump. Like, it was not Trump's, because he wrote it. And he didn't even care if Trump was in office. So how do you write it about or for Donald Trump? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Keep in mind, while Trump thinks Project 2025 was written for him, it was actually...
Does he, though? And then how are we going to call it Trump's Project 2025? If actually it isn't. Because it was written just for the next government. God, what a fucking loser.
Written for the, quote, next conservative administration. So Vought didn't care if Trump was there or not. And in the final chapters of Project 2025...
So it's not Trump's then? Or you're only able to call it Trump's because he was the one that won? Oh,
it makes it so Trump does so many illegal things that he gets impeached and J.D. Vance takes over. And J.D. Vance is Russ Vaught's actual pick. So Trump is currently following the...
What? Where is he getting any of this from? He has a list of sources. I guess let's look. What insider information does this guy have? Like, for real. How to survive the next 4 years. And this is going to be a... What is it? Yeah, Donald Trump started to enact his Project 2025, despite it not being written for him. Like... I'm so baffled. What are the sources? Wait. This isn't real. This is not real. I'm sorry. Look at this. Look at this. Sources. ProfessorPride.com. Post. This is the same thing that we just looked at, identical. Look at this. I just opened it again. It's the same fucking page. Might as well close that one so it's not loading fucking properly. Sources, yeah? Sources. Does it show? Does it show? Yes, it says sources at the top there. It shows. Where are the sources? Like, I guess some of this stuff is linked. Project 2025 Observer. Which is going to be some like... But then, where are the rest of the links? Where are the rest of them? By sources, there's one source. Well, this doesn't count because this is a fucking website. It's the same source, by the way. It's still project2025.observer. Where are the sources? So how do I know any of this shit is true? Yet the sad part is, people will just watch it and assume it's true because he says it in an authoritative tone and is standing in front of a pretend bookcase. I'm just, man. Either I am not real or all of this is not fucking real. There is no way that both things can exist at the same time. I'm telling you.
Plan, Vought wrote to destroy him. And that Project 2025 plan uses government agencies...
Oh, so he wrote it to destroy... Oh, okay, bro. Okay. How do you know any of this?
...to get their objectives completed. And Elon is currently destroying those same government agencies.
I don't get why liar is a talking point against Trump. He's a politician, they all lie. You should still call out lies, but yeah, that is true. It's not like Trump is uniquely a liar, although I don't know, actually. Maybe I don't completely believe that, because I really don't think there was anything much to his claims about the 2020 election being stolen. I think that was complete bullshit. And there's not been many like comparable like lies. Like Hillary Clinton in 2016 wasn't the same. She gave up after like a day. Like, as far as I know, Kamala Harris hasn't really tried to overturn the election. So, like, you probably can push, like, liar as a thing about Donald Trump in particular. But this guy's literally a fucking liar. He's making all of this up. So, even if Donald Trump is a liar, this is the last person I want to hear it from. Because he's lying about Trump anyway. So I don't trust a word he says.
Agencies. This means Vaught's plan only works if Elon stops gutting the government. So Vought hates Trump and Elon Musk. It's possibly the dumbest power play between three egomaniacs we've ever seen. And while some things are bad news...
He knows none of this. He's making this up. Like I said, this isn't a source list. Nothing here. It's bullshit. This is a transcript. So you can read in real time how it's Donald Trump's Project 2025, but actually someone else wrote Project 2025 without Donald Trump in mind and wrote it to destroy him. Although, God, that's even worse. Fucking hell. I keep noticing more things. I keep noticing more things about how little this fucking shit adds up. And it's driving me insane for a reason that I don't even know. Hang on. Look, we'll do this one more time. I don't know if I'm going to watch this whole video because it's all bullshit, clearly.
On the other side, Russ Vought, who wrote Project 2025 for Trump, hates Donald Trump.
So wrote it for Trump, even though he apparently wrote it without Trump in mind, because we didn't know who the person was going to be. Didn't someone in chat say it was like 2022 when it was written? Which would make sense. Like, I don't know if Trump was confirmed as like the guy by then.
Trump and Elon. Keep in mind, while Trump thinks Project 2025 was written for him, it was actually written for the, quote, next conservative administration. So
yeah, so how is it Trump's, first of all? But then it gets worse.
Vought didn't care if Trump was there or not. And
didn't care if he was there or not.
In the final chapters of Project 2025, it makes it so Trump does so many illegal things that he gets impeached and J.D. Vance takes over. And J.D.
How is J.D. Vance? Was J.D. Vance confirmed back then? If Trump wasn't confirmed, and that's why he didn't write it for Trump, he just wrote it for the next administration. Like, if that's the case, how would he have known that J.D. Vance and Trump were going to be the president and vice president? Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't written with Trump in mind because it was just for the next thing. But also it was written to sabotage Donald Trump and then get J.D. Vance in charge. This doesn't make any sense. Like, am I losing it? I don't know what's fucking happening. I'm like blown away. And like when you read it, it looks even worse, like written out. Elon's kid was picking boogers and putting them on Trump's desk. Like, what? Children are rude sometimes. Wow. Wow. Amazing. Amazing insights. Trump thinks 2025 was written for him. Does he? No idea. Actually written for the next Conservative administration. Didn't care if Trump was there or not. But... wait, and he changed this. Makes it so that Trump does so many illegal things that he gets impeached and JD Vance takes over. But in the video it says JD Vance was his pick. But that doesn't make any sense. Because he didn't write it for Donald Trump. And I can't remember when JD Vance was confirmed as his running mate. But it was after Donald Trump was confirmed as the fucking candidate. Fuck me. Actually, fuck me sideways.
It makes it so Trump does so many illegal things that he gets impeached and JD Vance takes over. And JD Vance is Russ Vought's actual pick.
Yeah, and he took this out of the transcript. His actual pick. So it wasn't written for Trump. It was actually written for the next Conservative administration, so he didn't care if Trump was there or not. But Trump is currently following a plan Vaught wrote to destroy him. So what must be happening here is this Russell Vaught guy, he didn't actually care who was the leader of the next Conservative government. All he knows is he wants whoever the president is to do illegal things and then get impeached so the vice president takes over. It doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? This is utterly cooked. I can't believe. Oh man. This isn't real. This is not real. This entire, I've watched the trans science video. I've watched several other videos and they're all shockingly bad. Like, this person actually sucks, unironically. Fucking sucks. I'm not just talking about his husband this time. Like, fuck me. People listen to this guy. It scares me.
So Trump is currently following a plan Vaught wrote to destroy him. And that Project 2025 plan uses government agencies to get their objectives completed. And Elon is currently destroying those same government agencies. This means Vaught's plan only works if Elon stops gutting the government. So Vaught hates Trump and Elon Musk.
So that makes it sound like this guy wanted whoever the president was to become impeached. Wow. He wrote this out, put it on his website, read it out loud in front of a camera, possibly edited it. I don't know who does the editing for these videos. And at no point noticed that there was a problem here.
It's possibly the dumbest power play between three egomaniacs we've ever seen. And while some...
yeah, if it seems that dumb, maybe is there a reason for that? Maybe it's because it's not what's going on. I don't know.
things are bad news, the power play between the three of them will be their downfall, because billionaires fighting amongst themselves means they have less time to fight us. I'm not saying don't worry about anything, but when you put things into these three
That's like child logic.
categories, at the very least you can focus on what actually matters the most, and we'll give you some tips here in a minute to help you focus on them. But next up, replace the time you normally spend checking the news every second of every day with fun activities like reading books from your favorite author, spending time with loved ones without talking about he who must not be named at the dinner table, and going out to enjoy nature at local parks. In other words, do something that gets your
mind. It's fine for this guy to go on about Donald Trump ad nauseum, to the point of listing celebrities that have followed him and companies that support him. But you shouldn't.
Off of politics. If your family constantly talks about him, try to steer the conversation to something else. Trust me that parents complain all the time about kids, in general, not sharing about how their day was in school, so tell them about what you learned in school rather than just saying, it was fine, bruh. And I know I look too old to say bruh, but don't be salty. I can still yeet a few dope bars because I'm still the low-key goat, and my team tells me that sentence makes sense, so here's hoping the internet is kind. Anyway, share with your family how work is going, or funny stories of how your friends are doing, or customers who made your day a nightmare. The world is a big place, and we all must learn to live outside of Trump's orbit. If you see something that you really care about being targeted, and it fits into the third of those categories we should worry about a little, focus on an aspect you can control. Maybe volunteer your time supporting a cause that aligns with your values, or takes over for things that he's cutting. If you don't like Trump banning certain words from being used, volunteer for a local library to help more kids read, or a nonprofit publishing news. If you're upset he's cutting funding for schools, donate your time to a community center, so you can bring education to kids in other ways. If you're able and want to help the LGBTQ community, volunteer for a local LGBTQ organization, or apply to volunteer for the Trevor Project Crisis Intervention Hotline. They need your help now more than ever. We have a whole video to help you overcome anxiety and depression, which we'll link down below. But every once in a while, take a step back and focus on on self-care. Do deep breathing exercises, get regular physical activity, meditate, spend time in nature, or jump headfirst into your favorite hobbies. I know it might sound like advice from an AA meeting, but the first step is to admit you have a problem. I'm not saying you should start drinking or drink until Trump starts to look handsome. Trust me, there's not enough alcohol in the world for that, even for Trump's not-so-secret crush Ivanka, but acknowledge how you feel. Write down your feelings in a journal. Name the feelings you're having instead of skipping past them.
This isn't bad, is it not? I mean, fucking hell. He doesn't practice what he preaches. Like, he goes on about Trump ad nauseum, but wants everyone else not to. He's gonna say, what have we got here? Maggots are not worth your time, no matter if they're members of your family, friends, classmates, work, co-workers, random strangers on the internet. Yeah, let's push more like division, you know? Let's dehumanize the other side and perceive them as having done that to you. Like, there's not enough of a problem in this country. I think his video is shocking. I mean, I don't think it's real. I don't think this guy is real. I think something is deeply wrong here.
Remind yourself that it's okay to feel overwhelmed, and try some exercises to stay present and regulate stress. If that doesn't work, try talking to a licensed therapist who might be able to help you on more of an individual level. I'm not saying it should be your first move when you feel any anxiety, but
yeah, go to a therapist and talk about the fucking election. Okay. What are they going to tell you? Stop spending so much time on the internet. Don't read the news as much. None of this shit fucking changes anyway.
It's okay to not feel okay all the time. We all need some help every so often, and going to a licensed therapist or psychiatrist is no different than going to your family doctor for a yearly checkup. Your brain needs the same kind of care sometimes, especially in the next 4 years. And no, that's not my...
He's creating the distress. Yeah, he kind of is. I mean, there's been a lot of scaremongering coming from this person. A lot of conspiracy theories, which don't make any sense, as we've discussed.
Segue into some sponsorship by a therapy company. It's just genuine advice. For your own mental health, we suggest to block everyone that you wasted time with. I know how easy it is to sit in the comment section of a local...
You wasted time with? Do you mean like Trump voters? This is what I mean. Like, what is the point in this? Can't believe an online progressive is giving people advice on how to not to spiral instead of actively encouraging it. Okay, you're not listening to something I'm saying. This person has been spiraling. This person is like pushing all of this shit. And he's made money off of it. He has like profited off of it. So he's a rank hypocrite, quite frankly. If you're watching this guy's channel religiously, you're being like encouraged to spiral. And he's just saying on this video not to. That's not good enough for me. Like, why aren't you trying to distract anyone with videos about things that aren't fucking Donald Trump? He's like causing this issue and then telling you how to deal with it. Some of the advice, by the way, I think is fucking crazy. And most of the shit that he's saying is nuts. I mean, the stuff about Elon and Trump and this Russell Vought guy, it's all utterly crazy. And there's no sources for any of this. It's just boilerplate, like self-help shit from someone who's not practicing what he's preaching. You know what I mean? It's not good enough to just come back and be like, well, maybe don't watch all of my videos then. Well, stop fucking making them. Oh, but you can't, because this is the best your channel has done in fucking months. This guy was like getting fuck all views. And then he starts talking about Trump every other video, sometimes multiple videos in a row, getting like crazy views. Some of his highest views, like recent videos about Trump. And then the rest of it is all like really old stuff from back when like being a soy and talking about trans and like queer shit was popular, which isn't now. Like, this guy sucks. I'm sorry.
News article about something going on locally or nationally and try to convince someone wearing a red hat that it's Trump's fault. But if you notice, they keep asking you for your sources. You provide them, they don't read the source, and they continue to dig in further. When that fails, they call you names and talk about your appearance. When you try to refocus the conversation on how it's Trump's fault, they will do everything possible to...
Where's this fanfic? Who's he talking about? I could describe so many fucking progressive types, like TRA types, that have done this exact same shit with me. I get it all the time. Because I say things that people don't like.
Blame everything else, or blame the Democrats who were in power 10 years ago, because admitting Trump is to blame means they were to blame in voting for him. In human psychology, one thing is...
The Democrats that were in charge 10 years ago.
Harder for humans than anything else, and that is to admit they're wrong about anything, especially something this big. So they try to tear you down and waste your time.
I have no trouble believing this guy's sincere. The problem is, people are just listening to this and accepting every word when it's complete bullshit. And his source list has literally one source. Like, is anyone like calling this guy shit out? Does he delete comments maybe? I guess that would make sense. I mean, I criticized the last video I watched by him, which was that trans science one. And he responded, I put 2 comments. He responded to one of them with complete nonsense that had nothing to do with what I said. And then, as usual, you respond like correcting them, and then you never hear from them again. It's the same shit that all these people do if they if they respond, to your comment in the first place. Like, fuck me. This isn't real. This isn't a real video. This is not a real person. We already know this bookcase is fake because look at how many repeats there are of all these different sections. They call you names and focus on your appearance like I did with Trump. Yes, true. Fucking hell. Like, it's okay one way but not the other. Okay, bro. Okay, amazing.
Because admitting they were lied to means they would have to admit they were gullible enough to fall for it. As someone who has spent hours in comment sections trying to convince people, trust me when I say it's not worth it. Either the person you're trying to convince is a Russian propaganda worker trying to spread fear and misinformation, and trust me, there are millions of social media accounts run by such Russian agencies, or it's
this is one. I don't know if he's Russian. He's probably not American. Oh my god.
Anyone American who will never admit they were wrong about Trump, so you're never going to get the aha moment you're waiting for. The truth is, maggots are not worth your time, no matter if they're members of your family, friends, classmates, coworkers.
Yeah, just cut off your family because of differences of fucking political opinion. Amazing.
Or random strangers on the internet.
But I thought it was like the conservative parents that were like throwing out their gay kids. How many of them are actually rejecting their own families because they voted differently to them? Wonder.
Life is too short to waste half of it fighting with people who not only don't care about facts, but let's not forget the main reason they voted for Trump was to hurt their enemies. Every time we post a story about something terrible Trump did, and trust me, there's a lot of material.
What? I thought it was about the price of eggs. Oh, Jesus Christ. This isn't real. This is all fake. This is all a simulation. I can't cope with this level of like being wrong.
We get people from around the world who see the threat for what it is. But in all of my years in doing this show, I have never seen a MAGA supporter trying to convince me that Trump's anti-gay policy was good for the gay community. Every single time they come to our videos, they're laughing and they're genuinely happy at how upset we are. So you're never going to convince someone that something—
Yeah, bro, that's the same with any of this shit. That's the same with anyone. When people come to my shit, because they're like progressive trans types and like queeroids and shit, they don't care about any of that shit. They don't care about like anything real. It's going to be the same to shitters that appear on your fucking shit, obviously. Neither side has the fucking monopoly on truth or like reason or any of that shit. And plenty of people on both sides are literal just fucking zombies. What policy? I fucking don't know. I've barely been listening, to be honest. I'm just waiting for this to finish.
It's horrible when they're too busy laughing at how upset it got you. For the next 4 years, or however long the old man is still alive, I think he genuinely will have this hold on America of being a god to some folks who, let's be honest, needed a role model to look up to. They were already racist, homophobic, and outright hateful people who spent half their life clinging onto the losing army's flag from the Civil War, and the other half fighting for lower estate taxes while living in poverty. They're convinced billionaires are looking out for them, and billionaires must be brilliant because they're so rich, while at the same time—
Is that what people think? Like, those billionaires are still fucking there when the Dems are in charge. And plenty of people feel like the Dems aren't doing anything to like redress any kind of balance, any kind of like inequality. So I don't know, man. Again, how do you have the monopoly on like hating billionaires? I mean, you're practically voting for a millionaire or a billionaire, it seems, whoever you fucking vote for.
time complaining about evil corporations making their workers pee in bottles to get packages out faster. These were already hateful people who hid their hate in a closet for a long time. Someone came along and showed them that it was somehow okay to be hateful out in public, and they all came out of the closet one by one. And I know some will call it trendy.
Yeah, the Confederate thing, yeah, the Democrats were the... I mean, they switched. I get what you're saying, but clearly never spoken to a real redneck who hates the government. Well, how would a person like this talk to a real person? This is a computer simulation.
To be a maggot, but it's truly something they were deep down inside all along. While those people are going to ingest his every word as gospel, call him Jesus.
Like, this is nasty. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, maybe some of the stuff in the middle was like just boilerplate like advice. This is just nasty. It's the same shit. There's zombies on each side, like, throw at each other. Well, the other side is evil. Like, wow, amazing, amazing. You're totally going to get through to anyone that way.
And worship the ground he walks on. Even the Pope of the church Trump supposedly belongs to hates his guts. So don't give him the satisfaction of being in your mind 24/7. He's just not that important of a man-child. If there's something you're afraid of, the truth is he's probably too dumb to actually enact his plan anyway. Because if there's one thing you can count on, it's Trump being stupid. Remember, he's the one who went to India to talk about their issues with China and told the Indian Prime Minister, at least India doesn't share a border with China. I guess the 2,100-mile border they share doesn't count. And when he went to Pearl Harbor in Hawaii and visited the USS Arizona Memorial, which still has the bodies of soldiers who died inside of it, Trump genuinely didn't know.
Amazing, amazing. This is not exactly the same thing as every time Joe Biden like stumbled slightly and Fox News were all over it. Is it not kind of the same thing?
What war Pearl Harbor was a part of. I mean, it's only basic US history from just...
Listen, not only did AI videos step up their game, but they've been going longer than we realize. Let me show you what I mean.
Hi.
Like, this is impressive. This has been going a long time. This is like 6 years. 6 years, this thing. Look, I'm gay. Wow, you're gay? Wow. Never could have guessed, bro. Never could have guessed that you're gay. And I'm gay needs 30 minutes somehow. Wow, you fuck man, you need 30 minutes to tell us about it. Crazy. But yeah, this is what I mean. Clearly AI has been going a lot longer than we realize.
5 years before Trump was born. My point is, he's stupid, but his team is only sometimes stupid. Sometimes we need to volunteer to help counter something he did, but most times, take a page from a 4-year-old who put boogers on Trump's desk and tell the convicted felon, you're not the president and you need to go away, shut your mouth. Tell them about what you learned in school rather than just saying, it was fine, bruh. It was fine, bro. It was fine, bruh. And I know I look too old to say bruh, but don't be salty. I can still yeet a few dope bars because I'm still the low-key goat. Don't be salty. I can still yeet a few dope bars because I'm still the low-key goat. Don't be salty. I can still yeet a few dope. Don't be salty. I can still yeet a few dope bars because I'm still the low-key goat. And my don't be salty. I can still yeet a few dope bars because I'm still the low-key goat. And my team tells me that sentence makes sense. If you'd like to support our show, check out ProfessorPride.com for hundreds of ways to show off your pride. Check them out now along with our LGBTQ books, magnets, pins, umbrellas, digital downloads, and more at ProfessorPride.com. Special thanks to our members and subscribers this month who proudly support our work providing LGBTQ education and resources. Please subscribe to our channel or click on this video to continue enjoying Powered by Rainbows.
That was how he used to always dress. I guess that was the default skin or the default outfit for his character model or something. When did the Dems switch? Looks like it's switching again. In a sense, it kind of is, like, because it kind of seems like the working class people have turned against, like, you know, the Dems and stuff. So cringe when people think their bloopers are funny. Yeah, well, it would be cringe if this were a person, but this is not a person. I'm sorry. This thing here. I refuse. I refuse. This person is not real. There is no way you can make a video like this that is so utterly self-defeating and so completely hypocritical coming from someone who has profited so much off of Trump. Like, yeah, I fucking hell. I don't know what is real anymore. I need to stop. I'm losing my shit, man. I'm losing my shit. I'm like shocked, even by this guy, even by Professor Pride standards. This is like shocking. Like, oh my God, this guy's living the dream. There is nothing better than being able to spout off your bullshit opinions and just get fucking plaudits for it. Get people giving you money for this shit. Like, holy shit. It's terrifying. But hey, you know, you can buy some Professor Pride pins so that they're, maybe they'll improve the AI one day, because it's still struggling quite a lot. They need to work on the script writing, I think. That's the problem. AI is not great at writing like scripts and stuff like that. So you end up with a completely incoherent mess coming from this guy about how someone wrote Project 2025 and didn't want Donald Trump to win, but did want him to win so that he could take him down using Project 2025. But actually it was written before there was a nominee, so it was just for the next government. And it makes sense somehow. Just shut the fuck up and give me money and be a fucking zombie like these people. None of these people are real. Nothing about this is real. Nothing whatsoever about this is real. Does he like the gawk? No, he's a gay man. Gay men don't like the gawk. All right, now I have to stop. Listen, thank you so much for watching. Maybe tomorrow will be a bit more normal. If I'm streaming tomorrow, I don't know yet. If I'm not, then I'm presumably the next day. I don't know. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.